Hello and welcome back to the Kilted Kickoff podcast. Well, club duties are back once again as Edinburgh and Glasgow return in this weekend's URC. We're going to talk about the games and do a little preview into the most exciting time of the year for club rugby. European rugby is upon us very, very soon. But before all that, got some games to talk about. As always, my co-host is back once again. Feeling a bit better this week, I hope. It's Dan, but how you getting on, bud?
Good, good. Yeah, it's great to be back. Typical. I had a week or so off of work, and day one of my time off, when I was out to be relaxing, got this horrible chest infection came on, and it just stuck to me like glue. Back to the office again today, and I woke up for the first time since I've been off, feeling brilliant. I was meant to go down to the rugby with you on Saturday,
Mm,
and it was just I kept telling myself I'll be okay, and I think you called me, you know, 2 or 3 hours before kickoff, and you heard me on the phone. I just wasn't at the races
yeah,
at all.
was not great. Yeah.
No,
But at least they're
um,
better now. That's the main thing.
yeah, no, 100% better now. So look, it's good to be back. Celebrating 2 Scottish wins,
Mm.
which is nice. I hope this continues. And do you know what? In the first half of that Edinburgh game, I thought, do you know what? Bloody typical. 35-0 up.
You've got
They
here.
I know down, but then
Well,
I'll let you get into that in a second
yeah,
because I know you've got a lot to go into this.
yes. Well, we'll get into that. But starting on Friday night, Glasgow getting the win at the Fortress of Scotland, as I call it. But it definitely
Mm.
did not go all their own way. A very narrow win over the Scarlets, 17 points to 15. Before a proper dive into the game, obviously it
Mhm.
happened in the game, but I do hope Adam Hastings is okay because that looked horrific.
It
That
did, like
was, yeah,
just out cold,
yeah,
out
out
cold.
like a light.
Uh, yeah,
Camera just on Franco Smith for the whole minute, basically.
mhm. I'd be quite surprised if he goes and plays for Glasgow this weekend. I'd be very surprised if he plays for Glasgow this weekend, actually.
I, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Glasgow fans, I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't get too upset if he's not playing,
Hmm.
if we're being honest. But the game itself, it wasn't pretty by any means of the imagination. It was not a pretty fixture. Scarlets actually did quite well. They were very solid defensively. They were right up front. They were actually winning majority of the game.
Well, they were winning the majority of the game now. Scarlets, I think they're getting back to being a proper team again. Like
Mm.
I did my URC preseason. I predicted where I thought each team was going to get, and I had predicted Scarlets to have a good season, but I didn't have them getting this good.
Okay.
I thought they might be 11th or 12th or so, but I think they're 3 or 4 on the bounce now. They beat Bulls, which is shown to be no shock, and they're consistently putting in good performances. So look, Scarlets, I think, are a fairly decent team. I
Mm.
wouldn't be surprised to see them make the playoffs.
Okay. Okay. But obviously we have to kind of discuss it because people. But look at the teams. Okay, let's look at the teams. Three debutants for Glasgow Warriors.
Hmm.
Finn Richardson, who former Scotland under 20s. I'm hammering this home now because people keep saying that we don't have development. Yes, we do. Former under 20, tight head prop, made his first start and full debut for Glasgow Warriors. And you know what? He didn't really put a foot wrong. It's not like it wasn't like a wow, look at that, but I wasn't expecting much from a debut. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean that in a horrible way.
Yeah,
Like he just kind of got in, did the job. Cool. He'll get more game time. Franco Smith would probably happy with that.
hmm
I do
I
want to
think
talk about that. Oh, sorry. Go on.
I'm going to say I'm going to let you pronounce his name because I
Yes.
got
Well, I
given
was just going
stick.
to.
I got given stick online for this, but the big lock, like he
Mm.
is. I'm really excited about the future. He's got so much potential. I'll I'll let you.
You, you want me to pronounce it? You want me to
Yeah,
pronounce it?
well, you told me you got it right, and I got slated online for trying
Okay.
and butchering it. So
So it's Jari, a gun to. I've buggered it. Shit. Damn it.
a
Jari, a guns to Beju. There you go.
Gunchibeju. Right,
big 6'8" lock, and he's only 22 years old.
no,
And the more
he's about
ridiculous
6'10",
bit,
I thought, when I looked him up.
we'll say 6'9" just to meet in the middle. But I thought he was. I got told he was 6'8". But anyway, like what a debut!
Mhm.
Hell of a rig on him. He's a big lad, and
Yeah.
he's only been playing not professional rugby. He's only been playing rugby for about 5 years.
Mental.
Shock horror with that height. He used to be a basketball player. I'm not surprised.
Well, I want to know if he fell into this by fluke or if it's something that Scottish rugby are looking at. Because Irish rugby have come out and said that looking at the Gaelic sports, that there's a lot of hurlers and a lot of Gaelic footballers. They've got the skills that'll translate into certain positions within rugby. I'm wondering if that's the same what Scotland have done here, but they've gone into basketball. I'm curious to see if he's just fallen into it accidentally, or if someone's gone to him and said, "Hey, do you know what? Go try your hand."
Maybe. I mean, big man on the lineups. On you go. He did well. He played a decent amount of minutes as well. Like he played over 70 minutes on his debut, and even
Mhm.
admitted his legs were getting tired 60 minutes in. So, but hey, another. Actually, I'm just going to point this out. He also played Scotland under 20s.
Yeah, he
Funny
also
that.
did. There's a lot of people that didn't came through the system. A lot of players that did. I think Scotland get a lot of stick for it because they're not winning um, championships, and I know they did get demoted to the Division Two, but they were winning games 120-0, or
That
no,
was
not
great.
120-0, but like
That was
127 or
such that
something.
was that was such a weird summer. Like I've not really watched under 20s until this year, like proper in depth, like talking like squad predictions, videos, reactions, blah blah blah,
Hmm.
until this year. And like going to the under 20s in the summer, and it was the first game, and it was 123 points to 15 or something. I'm like, wait, what? It was just really weird. And then, well, okay, we'll go next week, and it was the same again, like 120 points to 8 or something. I'm like, what is going on here?
Mental.
It's so bizarre. But I do want to talk about we kind of briefed on him last week on the A game, but Ben
Mhm.
Afshar again, his box kick needs to be studied. How do you get a
Did
50-22 from a box kick?
Yeah, that's something I think he's going to add to his game. But didn't he have another one in the game that was close enough to 40 or 50 meters from a box kick?
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
can't.
How do you do that from a box kick? A box kick's meant to only go like up and cover about 10 meters of ground, if that.
Hmm. So that's
No,
a great use for a clearance kick. Imagine being camped back in your own half and having that as a weapon. Box kick 50-22 down your
bang,
opponent's
done,
patch. Yeah. Gone from
unreal.
being just shy your 20-meter line to going to having an attacking line out like that.
Yeah,
Ah,
awesome,
what a weapon to
awesome,
have. Yeah.
absolutely. And Tom Jordan.
Another one that came through the under 20 system.
Yes, Ben Afshar did. Yes, yep.
Yeah.
He was actually. I think I said this to him. He was the shining light in the squad he was in because
He
I,
was
I
actually.
didn't. I didn't mean it disrespectfully, but compared to like the crop we had for this year,
I don't watch a lot of the under 26 nations, and I
I
remember
used
for
to.
the couple of times that I did, that Ben Ashfar was one of the only people that stuck out. Like the
Yeah.
name and the face stuck with me when I saw him play for Glasgow. I wasn't surprised at all.
No.
So no, he's another one that's got a bright future. But I think Glasgow going with quite an experimental forward pack. Let's say the
Yeah.
forwards was a makeshift. Like none of them really. No disrespect to them. I don't think any of them really get into the other than Johnny Matthews, get into Glasgow's starting lineup. Where the backs were the same-ish maybe, but there's still a lot of internationals in the backs. Like you had Stafford McDowell, Kyle Rowe, so TJ was playing, Hastings was playing before he went off.
Yeah. Yeah. Duncan Weir
Yeah,
rolling back the year, getting the winner. That was nice. That was always interesting to see when Duncan Weir just I'll spot a goal, go on dunks, love it. But Tom
so
Jordan,
mhm.
he doesn't look like it, but he is such a powerful runner.
Oh, he is. He's really, really strong. That's one thing that people underestimate about TJ is he's an outright athlete. He's built a little bit like
Mm,
Owen Farrell. He reminds me of Owen Farrell in a lot of
mm.
ways.
The only way I can describe it, right, and this might sound stupid, but it's the same way I describe Matt Curry over at Edinburgh. Like they
Mhm.
don't look. Like, you see them, they're not huge. Like they're well defined. Like they work out. But the only way I can describe them is country strong, like farm boy
Farmer
strong. Do you know what I
strong.
mean? Like
They're
country
not
strong. Yeah,
bodybuilder strong. Yeah, they're
they're not massive. They're not big, but barrel chested. But they will absolutely throw you about all day and not get tired because that's what you do on the farm.
over the shoulder every day, all day.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. But on a a slightly different note, right? Where do you think Glasgow go next season? Because if Hastings gets injured, right, I don't think Weir's going to be around much next season because he's getting on a bit. TJ's going down to Bristol,
Yes.
so we're assuming that Glasgow are going to have to sign one, maybe two fly halves.
Well,
One backup and one, youth player that gets a wee bit of rotation in.
well,
You all right?
one. Yeah, yeah. No, my TV was glitching out there, so I've just switched it off. Sorry about that. One I'd like to see come through. Again, it's an under 20. He isn't signed to a club, and I think he should be. Is Andrew McLean. He was
Mm.
sensational over the summer. People were Rugby Pass were comparing him to Finn Russell. Like, is he the one to take Finn Russell's boots off him? I was like, oh my god, what high praise for that.
See, that's a bold claim. And what, he's not affiliated with any club?
He's with Boroughmuir Bears,
Okay.
but he's not in the Edinburgh setup. He's not in the Glasgow setup, and I'm like, somebody get him because he is really good, and he's. I know it's hard because he's under 20, but he does kind of have that gap in between Adam and Finn. Like he isn't scared to run with the ball in hand,
Hmm.
but he's also got quite a decent boot on him as well.
Okay. How old is McLean? Well, I'm assuming he must be
Uh,
about 9.
I'm going to say 19. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
probably.
that's not a bad shout. And they'd have to get someone, I don't know, for the lack of a better word, a journeyman type 10 as well.
Yeah,
Because
just like a
you,
bit
you
more experience to come off the bench. Yeah, that would. Yeah, I
yeah,
get you.
so someone that knows that, look, he's not going to unseat Hastings. Hastings is going to be the main man going forward. So you want a guy that's like when Hastings needs a rest or is
Mhm.
injured can competently fill his boots, and
And
then
can
you
help
want,
and good guide like McLean, just
yeah,
hypothetically. Yeah,
eh, and McLean would be the one, the youngster that's like his ambition is to take Hastings' spot.
yeah, yeah. That
So
makes
I
sense.
mean, who's that? Who's that journeyman?
Journeyman 10. I don't know. You don't get many journeymans anymore in the 10 jersey.
Hmm.
And if they do, they're all over in Japan now. So,
Raid Ireland for another 10.
yeah, well, we can get our Irish 10 on a broken promise. Why not? Why not?
Yeah. Bring over
But
Owen Farrell.
bring over Owen Farrell in his heyday, come to Glasgow. That'd be weird.
Yeah. Do you think the Scotland crowd would receive him well?
I think the minute that he puts on the Warriors jersey, but yeah, all good, mate.
That'd be such a weird one.
I would.
Oh,
That would be so out of pocket as well.
yeah. It would never happen in a million
No.
years. I don't think with the reputation he's got that he'd want it, and I don't think he's good enough to unseat Hastings. Like I've said that, like
Anyway,
he left Saracens. I thought Saracens improved after he left, and he's gone to Racing. He's been there less than a year, and Racing are already looking at bringing Finn Russell back. Shocker. But that's just my opinion.
That's
Should we
certain thing.
should we move across to the M8 then? Have a wee
Yes,
look
we'll
at
move
it.
across to the M8 because I was there loud and proud, and this was. I'm not even going to lie to you, Don. This was such a weird game to be in.
Mm.
It really was because, like, so for those who don't know, Edinburgh beat Benetton 50-33, which sounds great, but wait, there's more, and I'm actually going to be the negative one this week. I've already warned Dan that you might have to put explosive warnings in it. Actually, you ought to do already because I
Oh,
already.
I already have, yeah. But
Yeah,
it sounded like you stubbed your toe for half a second.
yeah. Um, yeah, such a bizarre game. Like, we were off to a flyer. Duhan van der Merwe just over a minute on the clock getting a try. And it was a very well worked try. It's not like he just powered over. It was a proper backs move. Goose was causing havoc, popped out to Duhan, and Duhan did the rest. It was great. The pack was the forward pack, the back row essentially. Like, Magnus Bradbury got 2 tries. Ben Muncaster got a try in each half. Paul Hill, the tight head from Northampton Saints we got, scored via a goose step. How does tight heads do a goose
Oh, that
step?
was great. That was a
It was
great
great.
try.
It was. But then, so we went into halftime, 35-0 up. I'm rubbing my hands thinking, oh, here we go. This is what Edinburgh needed. That little break. Come in and go straight for the jugular. No. In the space of 10 minutes, Edinburgh conceded 19 points. Okay. Then we got a try back. And okay, we've let them
That one was hugely important. That's the
yeah.
one that killed. There was 2 tries that we scored in the second half, but the first one more so kept them at arm's length.
Yeah. It was just so weird. It felt like, okay, they've had their fun. They've got some points on the scoreboard, so they're not going to go home empty handed. But no, we are winning this game. And then it got to 40-33 real fast, real quick.
Mhm.
And I don't even know what happened because even at the game, I didn't see wasn't really a discipline issue. There wasn't a lot of penalties get given away. It's not
Mhm.
like we were really missing tackles. It's just like something just switched off, but I'm going to get into it in a minute. Don't worry, hold on tight. We did get the
Waiting
win.
for it.
We did get the win. Jamie Ritchie getting player of the match. Darcy Graham was sensational. Freddie Douglas is now an Edinburgh player. He finally made it to debut, which we're happy to
Yeah,
see.
I had a good game as well. He got a turnover
He
on
did.
one of his first attempts.
It's just what he does. It's what he does.
Yeah.
But, and this is going to sound ridiculous after getting a big win like that, Sean Everett needs to go.
I wouldn't disagree with you. I
I've
don't think
I've
he's
been,
got.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been told, and I won't say the sources. I've been
Amen.
told by no, 'cause you name and then you never hear of it again. They never tell you anything.
Fair enough. True. Fair enough.
So
There you go.
I've been told that Ben Healy made his, and I've told you this before. Ben Healy made his feelings felt about Sean Everett, and he was then kicked out of the team on personal reasons.
Yep. Oh, I kind of just started telling people that at the Hive. I didn't drop names. I didn't tell them you told me or you got it from whatever source you got it from. I just went, apparently Ben Healy called Sean Everett a shit coach in South Africa and that it's an absolute joke, essentially. And yeah, it didn't go down very well.
No, I don't know that I don't know where you start with Edinburgh, right? Because they've got a lot of good players, but at the same point, I feel like there's a softness to Edinburgh,
So
that Glasgow don't have.
so I
Like
got
even
asked if,
Mhm.
if I got asked if Sean Everett was the problem or was it one of the other coaches. I'm like, well, I don't think it's one of the other coaches because they were all there when Mike Blair was still there. The only
Mhm.
thing that's changed is who's in charge. And the more I think about it, how we just let Steve Diamond just walk out that door baffles me. I'm not saying Steve Diamond was my first choice, but hey, his CV speaks for himself. he gets wins. He gets teams with a bit of grit about them.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in for, what, 2-3 months to fix like the tail end, which was already broken because Mike Blair already was, yeah, I'm leaving, don't matter. So he was already like 1 foot out the door. Steve Diamond kind of tried to balance things, and then we just went, cheers, Steve.
On you go.
On you go. Sean Everett's coming in. I'm like, Sean Everett, they got sacked from the Sharks with all the Springboks in it.
Yeah, it's there's a couple of things on there. It's like I think it's going to be very interesting when David Nucifora comes into this, because I think he'll take a look at Glasgow and be like, "Do you know what, this is good, improve here, here, and here," and I think he's going to tear Edinburgh apart. I can't. I think there's rock coming from more than one place in Edinburgh, and I say that as an Edinburgh fan. Um, I just like on
I'm not saying,
paper, and I've said it for years. I think they've got a better squad than Glasgow, but for
yeah,
years and years and years, Edinburgh have just been
just not there.
poor.
Yeah.
They've got the custom built stadium right next to
Mhm.
Murrayfield. They
Mhm.
get funded with all the big star players. They
Mhm.
get they got Sean Everett was meant to be a big money signing at the time. They get
Don't
specialist
laugh at
coaches
that.
in from America and that to fix the attack.
Actually, to be fair, that did work because the attack was sensational this weekend. I'll give him that.
Well, I forget his name, the ex New England's coach.
Yeah, but I can't remember his
Yeah.
name either. But the attack was there this weekend. You could see that we were doing plays. All the players were in motion.
Mhm.
But I don't want to point the finger just on Everett. It might be a deeper issue. I don't know. I'm not in the camp. I'm not there every day.
You'd like to
But
be.
of course I would. Who wouldn't want to be? But like, it's just the whole thing. And this is, I think that I was kind of just sitting on the fence with this for a while about do we keep Sean Everett? Do we not? And this whole week when he spoke to the press has just pushed me right over the because I went ballistic at Dan. Poor Dan that's had a chest infection. I'm like hurling abuse at him down the phone. It's not Dan's fault.
Just
so
literally, aye,
so
on you
yeah,
go.
so at the start of the week, bear in mind we've just came off the Ultimate Internationals.
Mhm.
Glasgow did the right thing. We praised that straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Sean Everett comes out and goes, "We've medically tested." Now listen carefully to that bit. We have medically tested all 9 of the internationals. They are all clear and are all available for selection.
Mhm.
Right. That told me he's going full noise, and he did. Fine.
Yeah.
After the game. Now I don't hear it because I'm on my way home. It was you that texted me this, Dan.
Mhm.
That apparently Everett came out and said Duhan van der Merwe and Grant Gilchrist were carrying niggles going into the game and should not have been played. Right. So you've went from Monday or Tuesday, sorry.
Mhm.
Everyone that's came back from the Scotland team, they've had their testing and they're all good to go. And
Mhm.
then on the Saturday, with a win, you've said actually 2 of our main players were injured going into that game, but I played them anyway. Is that not breaching player welfare? Like, there's a big thing in world rugby right now.
It depends where how bad it was. I think the niggles were meant to be minor, but still both of them were carrying niggles. But the difference is
Even
Everett
still.
desperately needed the win where Franco Smith didn't.
No, I know. No, I know.
But the thing is, um, they still could have rested a lot of their players than they should have done.
The
You
thing
should have
is, they.
given there's a lot of internationals in there. Where
Oh
we're
yeah.
meant to be looking after player safety. You can't just play the same players that have played 4
No.
test games the next
Thing is,
week.
right, and they actually made a big thing about this last week. We spoke about it on the show. Damien Hoyland is back as injury cover.
Mhm.
Who's he covering? He wasn't
We've
in the
been a
match
good
to 23. And it's not like Damien Hoyland's not accustomed. He's got over 100 appearances for Edinburgh. He was in the team last season before. He's played under Everett, so it's not like it's new to him. It's not like he needs a few weeks to settle in. Like it's Damien Hoyland. He knows what he's doing at Edinburgh.
So I'd be willing to turn around my sort of opinion on Everett. I'm in the same boat as you that I don't think he's the right man. I'm not sure if it's wise to change someone, only a third of the way through the season. But
No, I'm not saying change him now, but I'm thinking.
But with this crop of players, do you waste another season? That's where you go on the other foot. Like I think, and I said to you at the start of the season, I think Edinburgh can go and win the Challenge Cup this
I
year.
still
I
think we
don't
can.
think that's unrealistic. Well, of course we can. We've not played a game yet, so of course
No,
we can still
exactly.
go and win it. And this, on paper, this Edinburgh team, in my opinion, is a top 4 side. So I think if they don't make the playoffs this year, and
something
minimum
needs to be looked
requirements
at.
is I'd say 6th to the URC and a semi-finals of the Challenge Cup. I'd say is for this crop of players with the talent they've got is minimum requirements.
I think that's fair. But and this is a bit that I think this was a statement that actually threw me right over of the get out. Right. So any credible coach, and love them or hate them, I don't care. This isn't the point. But like Gregor Townsend, Andy Farrell, Warren Gatland, even Warren Gatland would not wear this one side. Joe Schmidt, Eddie Jones, your high-end coaches in the Premiership, your Franco Smith in the URC, Graham Roundtree previously of Munster, but your Leo Cullen, Franco Smith, Graham Roundtree, your Rob Baxters, your Pat Lambs, you get my drift. Any credible coach, if you concede 33 points in the half after you've been dominating, you'll be coming out going, our tactics haven't worked, we're going to work on that next week, or our discipline was poor, something to work on next week. Something along those lines. Very like PR trained but strategic chat. What did Sean Everett come out with? It was the wind. Shut up, you idiot.
I hope you just realise this little rant's got us both blacklisted by the SRU at this point.
I don't work for the SRU, I work for Nation
Rugby. Not anymore.
I could work for them. I didn't badmouth England or Ireland or Wales or anyone. I just badmouthed my one. I'm not even badmouth them. It's just you cannot possibly think.
I 100% agree with you. You can't come out and go everything that we did great was on us, but everything that went against us was the wind. Yeah,
thing is right. Yeah, yes, it was windy. It was a very windy affair. But and this is where this doesn't add up. None of their tries came from a line-out. Their line-out wasn't great. It's not like because of the wind they managed to absolutely rocket it into R22 and get 50-22s every time.
Mm-hmm.
And the annoying bit is, when we were 35-0 up and Benetton started scoring, I think when I got to about 35-19, something like that, I looked at my dad and went, I guarantee Everett went in at halftime, went, same again, boys, and that was it. No, they're rocking. We've got them rocking at the scrum. Their line, they don't know their line out. We're dragging the width out, so we're dragging the defence wider and creating more space. None of that. That's same again, boys.
But there's, I think, a good coach knows. Well, I don't know what was said at halftime, but a good coach would know. Look, expect to come back. These boys are going to want to prove something when they come out. I hope it wasn't. Yeah, same again, lads. I'm not going to criticise you because he should have known that Benetton are going to come out firing. And look, one of the players or someone could be listening to this and going, "You guys don't know what you're on about." He might have actually said that, but it just, if that is what he's saying, he's not relating it well to the people that are watching because it doesn't come across that way. And if you and I are thinking it, we're not the only ones that are thinking it.
Yeah.
So if we've got the completely wrong end of the stick and we are thinking that, he has to relate that better to the fan base.
But I mean, come on, the wind.
The wind.
The wind.
It windy.
The reason Augustine Karevi got 2 tries on his Benetton debut, 2 metres out, the wind. The reason Malachi Fekitoa split the midfield and got a try was the wind. Like, it's not feasible. And then he finishes off the statement with, "But we got 50 over Benetton, which is rare these days." Yes, because you're a div. That's why. It used to be quite, again, not disrespect to Benetton, because they are a good team. They have some cracking players. It used to be quite custom to put 50 on Benetton.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there a few times where we've done it.
Who would you put in charge of Edinburgh then, if it was up to you?
I want Pete Horn.
Do you think he would take it? Do you think he'd leave the Scotland set up?
I think he is chomping at the bit to become a head coach. Like I said this to you a couple of weeks ago, that I think that, again, no one's getting sacked here in this scenario. Like Franco, Smith, and Gregor Townsend's contract runs out like a month apart. Like, you can't tell me that's not done on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, like Gregor Townsend's contract runs out in April 2026, and Franco's is May 2026. So Franco Smith, come the summer of 2026, will be the Scotland head coach. As of right now, obviously a lot can happen in a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's definitely getting it, but as of right now, as of recording on the 2nd of December, 2024, Franco Smith will be the next Scotland head coach. Pete Horn will then take the reins at Glasgow, and so let's just say Sean Everett's out the door. I would like to see Greg. I'd say Greg Liddell comes back, and then you've got a nice new setup across the board, but with coaches that are willing to work with each other. You've got 2 coaches that played and gave their all for their clubs. So they know the ins and outs, they know how the clubs run, they know the system. They've played with majority of the players. Like Greg Liddell's not old.
No, he's not, but I don't see him. I see the other bits. I can't see him leaving Japan. From what I hear, he loves Japan. He's got no intention of leaving. He's on good money at Japan. He works with some really, really top level players in Japan.
You can work with
I
top players in Edinburgh.
it depends on how many they keep.
True. But no, I think if you're asking me right now, I am going Pete Horn, because he was head coach of the Scotland A's. He's been Gregor's right hand man for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
He's been head coach with Ayr. Like you can see that he's wanting to be a head coach, and I think, yes, probably circumstantial wise, he probably would want the Glasgow job.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if the Edinburgh job became available, he'd be like, "I'll do it."
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. He'd take it. I've listened to him on BBC a couple of times, and he seems a really, really enthusiastic coach. One thing I will say, I think this could tie into it. I noticed the talks on Duhan have quieted down a wee bit. I think Duhan is keeping his cards close to his chest, knowing he's got offers and is going to see how the season goes with Edinburgh. I think a player of his caliber and the age he is and where he's at his career, if he thinks Edinburgh are plateaued or are going to slip down a bit, I think he'll be off. I think he needs to see some sort of title charge or some sort of push for silverware from Edinburgh if you want to keep him at the club going forward. Because all the talk was he was leaving, and then someone came out and said, "Oh no, he's staying." But like what happened at TJ at Glasgow, no contract's been signed yet. And Everett was outright asked that after the game. I was like, "Oh, all the rumours are suggesting that Duhan is staying," and he just said, "No, that's not true." I was like, I wish I had better news to tell you on that, but Duhan hasn't signed anything yet.
Is he staying? There's my question.
Oh god.
Just to clarify, I will still be at every Edinburgh game. I will still be backing the boys. I live and die Edinburgh Rugby. It's just a bit shit. But it's just sucks. But just quickly, because you mentioned Duhan there, the man's evolving.
Yeah, Winning aerial duels.
Wizard under the high ball against Benetton.
Yeah, I was shocked.
It wasn't, and it
I
wasn't
said
even just like
that.
you text me like Duhan under a high ball,
I'll
winning it.
put it in a couple of my videos as well, and that was always my controversial take. Since these law changes have come in and you can't block the runner now, it's now such an important tactic that you be really, really good under the high ball. That is now a non-negotiable for a winner. If you're no good under a high ball, you're not going to play for our top side. And all of a sudden, Dewey's gone and winning high ball. So it's great to see that that's one weakness I thought Duhan had to his game was, he was an X Factor player. He could score from anywhere, but he was never great under a high ball. All of a sudden, he's winning aerial battles. So, and look, Kyle Stain was injured throughout the autumn. I never expected Kyle Stain to start. Now, come the Six Nations, Kyle Stain has got one hand on Duhan's shirt trying to tear it off his back, and he's big enough and ugly enough to do it and all. So if Duhan wants to keep his shirt off of Kyle Stain, that's one of the main things that Kyle Stain has over Dewey, is Stain is a master in the air. So I'm glad to see Duhan's working on that.
I think this was the bit that annoyed me more. Not you, but like you get comments all the time that like Duhan's one dimensional. I'm like, he's really not. Like, you can see that he's trying. One dimensional players don't try to change their game. They kind of just but I'm really good at this. Duhan's not that player. Duhan, yes, he's not like a defensive master. He's not scared to try it though. Like you can see that he's wanting to go for it. The aerial pursuit, again, we've praised him this week. Yes, it has been shaky, but there used to be times where Duhan wouldn't even attempt going for a high ball. Now then he would start. Then he was starting to do like the volleyball, like slap back. Now
Yeah.
he's just like, no, I'll get it, thank you, and that's good.
He'll be kicking next.
Next week's a chip and chase, yeah. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which,
by the end of the season, Dewey's going to be slotting drop goals.
Oh, why not? May as well.
Do you know what? Finn, that's something Finn Russell added to this game. I would love to see that. Imagine a Six Nations match. Imagine the clutch like ever goes, yeah, Duhan's this big brute, and we go and beat Ireland or something because Dewey's just slotted a drop goal.
Not just a little 20-meter out one, like a proper nudge and a half.
Like that one that Voldemort scored in the 2019 World Cup.
Yeah, just at the angle, bang.
Yeah, 45 meters out.
Everyone in the crowd just like, was that Duhan? It looked like Duhan. It might be Chris Harris. Who knows? That was such a bad joke, I know. European rugby is back next week. We've got Champions Cup and Challenge Cup, and that helps us both because we've got one on each side. We've got Glasgow in the Champions Cup, we've got Edinburgh in the Challenge Cup.
Edinburgh, because
Edinburgh first this week. Makes a change. So Edinburgh are away down to Kingsholm, taking on Gloucester this Friday, and I'm ignoring whatever it says. I don't care. I'm not rotating the squad. I am going full noise. You need to go full noise. Gloucester aren't like the shit team that they were last year. They are a good team. They just beat Northampton Saints.
Yeah,
quite comfortably as well.
Also, I've got that bet with 24-hour Jake. I don't want any URC teams losing to the Premiership. Go lose to a Pro 14 team if you're going to lose a game. Do not lose a Premiership game.
Why'd you mention him?
I know. I made this bet. Well, for those of you that don't know, there's a guy that follows. He's very big-headed. There's a lad that follows English clubs, and that's what he covers: English rugby, English club side. And I made the argument that the URC is a better competition than the Premiership, and I proved it by saying, look, through the Challenge Cup and the Champions Cup last season, URC clubs had more wins than the Premiership or the top 14. And he said I was talking out my arse, basically, and we made a bet that we put the top 10 teams in the URC against the only 10 teams in the Premiership. And whichever side has more wins by the end of the season is the winner. Now, we're still arguing over what the forfeit is. I think we should do the Gloucester initiation challenge with the milk.
No,
And
nobody should do
that,
that. That's horrible.
so that's what we said. We're still trying to get what the forfeit is, but the bet still stands. I'm confident that the URC is a better league than the Premiership. Most players that played in both say it, and I look at the games like Leinster, Glasgow, Munster. I mean, are better than teams like Newcastle. Sorry to say, Chiefs, Gloucester. The eyebrows.
I was just so out of pocket, man. I'm just sitting here minding my own business. I'm not even saying anything. Anyway, European rugby is back.
Yeah.
Edinburgh are against Gloucester. They're away to Gloucester.
Hmm.
I think we can do it. I think if we're really focusing on what went well against Benetton, I think we can get the job done. Do not, and I repeat, do not heavily rotate that squad. Yes, if somebody's picked up an injury, fair enough, then you have to change it. You can do little tweaks. I'm not against it. If you go, here's a brand new March Day 23, I'm going to be spitting teeth.
Right. Okay. Right. So to keep our loyal listener James happy, he did do the
Shout
suggestion
out
that
to
we try
James with all the
to.
recognition. Yeah.
Yeah, he's recommended to us that we do a starting 15 for Glasgow and Edinburgh going forward. So we couldn't do it last week just because it was so unpredictable being the first week back after the autumn. But we did
Yep.
say we'd do it for him next time round.
We will. So,
So
right. Also, spoiler for tomorrow's video.
mm.
I
oh,
always
you predicted, yeah.
So I'm going Pierre Schumann. I'm going Ewan
Yeah,
Ashman.
yeah.
Paul Hill. We need that goosey. That was
Do you see the nickname that you got given? The Gazelle.
no the
After
Gazelle.
that, the Gazelle.
I like
Paul
that.
Hill, the Gazelle.
I like that. If Grant Gilchrist is injured, it's not a big deal because Sam Skinner returned this weekend, so it's all good. Sam
I
Skinner can
love
be
Skinner.
back. I love Sam
Right.
Skinner. I think Glenn Young's back for a selection. I believe.
Now, I am only not. I would put Gilchrist in it if he was fit, right? But he
Yeah.
said, Jamie Ritchie said on the post match interview with Premier Sports that Gilchrist was going to be rested for next week. So I
Okay.
know Gilchrist
Okay.
isn't playing. So we'll go
Right.
Young
So
Skinner.
Glenn Young, Sam Skinner, with Marshall Sykes covering the bench because, and as a quick little feeder, Jamie Hodgson signed for Bristol Bears on a 3-month
Yeah,
loan.
3
That's
month
a
loan.
good move. That's a good move, though. They even said
Yeah,
it's to develop
yeah.
him. So there we go.
It's
Love that.
a
All the
good
best.
everyone around. For the
Yeah.
back row, I'm getting this one. You're not taking my big bastard back row from me. I'm no allowing it.
What?
Ben Muncaster, Freddie Douglas, and Maggie.
You
My
can't.
back.
You cannot be benching Jamie Ritchie after that performance. You
Oh no!
cannot.
'Cause now he's coming on the bench off the bench to destroy a Tire Gloucester pack and
Okay.
pinch every ball they've got.
I'm in the same kind of ballpark as you. Although I'm going bigger on the bench. So I've got Jamie Ritchie, Freddie Douglas, Ben
Hmm.
Muncaster there, with Magnus Bradbury coming off the bench.
I just want the pain. I want
I
destruction.
know. Yes, I know you. But I feel like, hey, Ben Muncaster's openly said that Freddie Douglas is the best jackler on the Edinburgh team. And we're sitting here
Mm.
praising Jamie Ritchie. If you've got them two together, it's
Mister
going to
Steal
be
your
like
ball.
it's going to be like a pack of wolves. It's going to be great.
Right.
Back,
Who we going
back to
half
the
back
question.
partnership?
I'm sticking with Ali Price. Ali Price is really doing well. He got a great try at the weekend. Him and Ross Thompson do click well together.
I think he clicks well with Darcy. A couple of
Yeah, there was a good
Ali
little
Price's
interchange there.
tries seem to come from Darcy Graham. Um, yeah. Look, as much as I feel, I have a soft spot for Benny V, but he's just not getting enough game time. I put him in there. Personally, I love him. He's my type of. I suppose everyone's got their preference on how they would coach and how they play. Benny V is my type of player, but yeah, no, you're right. I go Price and I go Thompson.
Centres is interesting because you're actually now starting to get two very solid partners.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go Masesi Tuipulotu and Matt Curry.
I was going to go the exact same.
But
I
if
think
it was to be announced and Matt Scott straight back in, I'm good with that because Matt Scott's been really good for Edinburgh this season.
Mm-hmm. And you can't pick outside the same back three. Duan van der Merwe, Darcy Graham, and Hoosen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full noise, Sean. Full noise.
Yeah.
You're listening over it? Full noise.
Buffelli gets off his crutches.
Buffelli's returned.
Goes on.
Was it just the starting 15 we were to do?
We'll start in 15 for now.
Okay, cool.
Because there's so many different ways you can tweak the bench. We'll just
Yeah.
stick the starting 15. I hope James appreciates it.
Just for you,
Get a
James.
message tomorrow, yeah. Why didn't you do the bench?
Next week. It's fine. Don't worry. We've
So
got it
what are we
covered.
saying, score prediction wise?
I'll say, because it's away from home, Edinburgh by 6.
Edinburgh by 8.
Yes! Dan's the optimistic one this week. I love it. On to Glasgow. Back at the Fortress of Scotstoun against Sale Sharks. This is going to be a proper, just two teams just battering absolute lumps out each other for 80 minutes.
Sale are going to look like a fish, look like a bit of cod in a fish and chip shop. They're getting absolutely battered.
Absolutely battered. The good old Mars bar.
Close to sharks or a fish. You can just batter a shark. It's fine. Be the same as cod. Close enough.
Listen, it's in Scotland. We batter everything. Anything. Think of it. We've been battering Colin the Caterpillars recently. Anyway, it's going to be a good game. I do expect, because they've obviously rested, they've done the right thing. They rested before Europe.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go full noise. So I'm just going to rattle through mine, and then if you have any changes,
Hold
feel
on.
free to.
Let me go through it. Well, let me go through it with you.
Right. Front row.
Yeah.
I've gone Rory Sutherland, Johnny
Yeah.
Matthews, and Brandon Ferguson.
Yeah.
Cool. Second row, Scott Cummins.
Mm-hmm.
With is Max Williamson back here? Or is he out for a while?
I don't know. If he's fit, I'd go Williamson though.
If he's fit, it's Williamson. If not, actually, let's just play devil's advocate. Let's say he's not fit, because then it'll be a nice surprise if he is. I'll take Alex Samuel.
Yeah.
Because Gregor Brown's still injured.
Yeah, he's a serious player as well. I like Gregor Brown.
So then
Matt Fagerson, Rory Darge. Who goes in at 8 though?
see, you got too excited. You jumped the queue. I'm going Hinkle Venter at 6, Rory Darge at 7. I'm putting Matt Fagerson at 8.
Nah, Hinkle Venter at 8 for me. I prefer Fagerson at 6.
Difference does it make?
He's a better.
8
is more of a battering ram, where 6 gets to pinch the ball a little bit more. And I think on the floor, Matt Fagerson is so good, and Hinkle Venter's got that wee bit more oomph for me.
You're nitpicking, but it's fine.
I am nitpicking. But you know, if they're the players we pick, I'm putting them that way around.
That's fine. That's fair enough.
James will tell us one of us is wrong anyway.
Yeah, true. The back line kind of writes itself in my eyes. So I've got George Horn starting at 9. Tom Jordan will be at 10 because Hastings is injured. Hughie Potter returned in the centres. You've got Sione and Hugh Jones, because why wouldn't you on European nights? Wings, it will be Kyle Rowe, Sebastian Cancelleri, and Josh Mackay.
Josh Mackay. Yeah. I completely forgot about Josh Mackay there for a minute. We said Kyle Rowe. Was Kyle Rowe not going to be on the wing? Is talking on Glasgow, is Ollie Smith coming back anytime soon? Do we have any ETA on him?
I haven't a clue. I have got some injury update on a big Glasgow Warrior.
Okay.
My friend, my guy, Big Nons, as they call him, Sione Vailana.
Oh,
he looks like he's going to be back, or is aiming to be back for Edinburgh.
Oh, he's a weapon.
There you go.
Ione
There you go,
Vailanu
Glasgow.
is well again you know how much I like my big bastard back row, and Sione Vailanu is the master of it. He is the star of the big bastard back row. Like he is genuinely just I love him every time he plays.
Yeah.
Hands
Big
like
shot.
silk as well.
That's the Pacific Islander in them, though. Like,
Yeah.
we'll just run over you, but just way at the back. Why not? But predictions for this, again, I think it's going to be tighter than people imagine, because Sale no slouch. Do you think it's going to be a wash over there?
Glasgow by 25.
Oh, wait, fuck. Sorry, but...
Sale, every time I've done my Prem predictions, I've tried to give Sale anything, they've absolutely shat the bed, right? Glasgow are a top quality side. If they were in the Prem, they'd be competing for the title. Sale are, in my opinion, a mid-table side in the Prem. A mid-season, I misspoke. I can tell I'm not quite over the illness, brain like mush. But yeah, Glasgow by 25. Go on, you pessimist. You go Glasgow by 15 now, and that sound cautious.
I'll say Glasgow by 17, just to spite you, you arse.
Oh, no, before I said that, what were you going to say? I said you a tight game. 17 ain't a tight game.
Probably by about 10, something like that, yeah, because I feel
like a tight game.
Yes, it is.
A tight game is like 7 or less.
No, I mean like one of those. No, I mean like a tight game where you're up by 3 and then get a last minute try. That sort of tight game.
Right. Okay.
I'm just moving.
Because I'm going to say 11's the magic number where it goes from being a bit of a heavy defeat. You know, if it's 11 or more, that's the magic number that teams always aim for. It's quite hard to come back from that.
That's fair. Unless you're Benetton, because they were doing a really good job of that. Because of the wind. Can you tell that's really hurting me this week?
The wind.
The wind. It just wasn't.
I wonder if other windy cities like Glasgow or Munster, I think Connacht's ever used that excuse. It's the wind.
Well, we got beat because you know how the wind is in Galway.
The wind.
Honestly, it's the fact that the poor social media team had to release that. It's like, this is what the head coaches had to say after the game, and I'm like, that's not a statement. That's a nothing. That's barely even a sentence.
That's barely even a sentence.
Oh, he's really got under my skin this week, and I should be really happy because we won and got a bonus point, and we're in the top 8.
Yeah, well, look at you, miserable.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. European Rugby's back this week. We're all happy about that. I cannot wait.
We've got one more topic to finish it off, and I don't think much changes, so we can probably rattle this through from
power rankings. We started it last week. Another suggestion by James, I believe. So he's just fueling all the ideas. Shout out to James for that. So we unveiled our power rankings last week. That's why the episode was so long. But now, because we've got it all written in place, you can kind of just say, is there a change in this position? There we go. As official as it gets.
A scrap of paper. Okay. So we had in order Shuey, Saz, and Batty. Do we have any change?
Over that 3, no, but I would like to creep in the top 4 because we did do the top 4 on TikTok. I'm replacing 4th place. I am inserting Murray McCallum because it's always great when Saracens get beat and he put in some hell of a shift.
Yeah. Tom Gordon, ex-Warrior, put in some shift as well.
Yes, he did. So shout out to, there you go. On a Scottish Rugby pod, shout out to Newcastle, Team Saracens.
Yeah.
Lovely.
God! So we've argued over this. Oh man, you'd think I'd remember to bring the coin. Oh, I've got the coin!
You got the coin, there we go.
Right, so I'm going to have to flip a coin because we're slow at getting out content and it's been a whole week and we never got the ones up and that's my fault because that was my job for this week and I never got our arguments up. So we have it: Hooker, Richardson, Ashman, Matthews, Harrison, and Hiddleston. Now, I think Harrison and Hiddleston still sit 4 or 5.
Actually, sorry. Hiddleston can't qualify. Hiddleston can't qualify for Hooker this week because he came on in the back row. Disqualified for this week.
All right. He's down at number 5 anyway. So,
I know, but
top 3, Richardson, Ashman, Matthews. I think my order was I had Richardson first, Matthews second, Ashman third. What was your one again?
I had Richardson, Ashman, Matthews. But this week, I do promote Matthews to second. Dylan Richardson was outstanding. So, Dylan Richardson stays.
Right. Do you know what? I'm not going to fight you on that one. So, Richardson, let me put that down my wee sheet. I'm going to have to change that. So, we are swapping around these two. But Richardson stays top of the pile for 2 weeks running.
Yep.
Right. Fagerson, Hard, Miller Mills, Darcy Ray, and Yavin Sebastian. Now, I think Sebastian gets chopped for that list. I think the Gazelle Hill is going up.
He's not even eligible, though.
Is he no?
No, that's the bit that annoys me. He's not eligible. To my knowledge, anyway. But
because on Sports, the little logo they have said he was Scottish. I'm going to go back. Is he? Hold on, I'm going to.
No, he's played. He has played for England, and he's German born. But that might be to like military.
Right, he's at Rugby Championship. I'm going to have a look.
But based off some of the names we put up, I'm actually putting Darcy Ray up to like second choice because Will Hard and Elliot Miller Mills did not play this weekend, so I cannot count them boys.
Oh, he's coming up on Flash Scores English.
Yeah, I just said that he's played for England.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go on like his profile at Edinburgh, it's like born in Germany, played for England, won 2 prems with Northampton Saints. Doesn't mention Scotland like at all.
Oh, okay. Man.
As much as I'd love to see the Gazelle just goose stepping on the Gazelle.
Yeah. So sorry, did you see Xander Fagerson? Who you put in second?
I've got Darcy Ray second because Darcy Ray's actually the only one that played this weekend.
Okay.
I believe. Actually, you might have to check if Miller Mills played, but anyway, Miller Mills got beat. Northampton got beat,
So basically, we're just moving him up. The rest stay the same. We're going Fagerson, Ray, Hard, Miller, Mills, Sebastian.
Yeah. Sure.
Right. So locks we did a little bit differently. We've just got 6 locks, or are we going 4 and 5 separate now?
Nah, it's the same. It's the same position. It really is.
Right. So we had in order Cummings, Gilchrist, Craig, Williamson, Johnson, and Samuel.
Marshall Sykes jumps to third. Craig didn't.
He wasn't even in our top 6 last time.
Exactly. Craig didn't play, or didn't play much.
But does that
Alex Samuel didn't play
for one game?
Alex Samuel didn't play, and I don't follow the second division French rugby, so I don't know what you and Johnson did. If I'm being honest, actually, if we're going to give an honourable mention,
what's the Glasgow lad? I can't pronounce his name. I think
Jari a conservation.
Yeah.
There you go. Put him in the list. Get Big Jari in the list.
Big Jari.
Big Jari.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll put him in number 5.
I like that. I'm just thinking logically because I can't really praise you if you've not played.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean, but The thing is, like, if Xander Fagerson doesn't play for 2 weeks, someone would have to do something incredible to,
No, yeah,
dethrone him.
obviously to overtake first place, but to like take into like third or fourth, it's fine.
Right. So,
Cool.
number 6, we've got Andy Christie, Matt Fagerson, and Jamie Ritchie.
Jamie
Now,
Ritchie goes a bit higher this week. Surely. Andy Christie's
I
injured,
yeah,
for one.
Andy Christie. But on this list, if I'm remembering correctly, we're going on the assumption that everybody's fit. If everybody's fit, who's the best pick?
But
As much as Jamie Ritchie's had a good week, if you were picking a Scotland squad to play tomorrow, because that's the criteria we went on. If you're picking a Scotland squad to play tomorrow, do you put Jamie Ritchie over Andy Christie or Matt Fagerson? We can recognise he's had a great week, but do you put him over Andy Christie or Matt Fagerson?
wait, is Jamie Ritchie already third on our list?
Yeah, he's third.
I can't really change that then. Okay.
Yeah. Right now, Christie's still tops it. Matt Fagerson's in second.
That'll
For
put
me,
that will put
that's tight. We had Christie top, but after the Ottoman, we didn't really play though.
just because he's injured, and again, it's just because he's not
Yeah.
playing. I would have Fagerson at the top with Ritchie second and then Christie at third, which sounds harsh, but I can't. We can't do power rankings when he's out injured. Like it's like if you're getting rested for a week or two, that's fine. But when you're out injured, that's very different.
Mm-hmm.
Like he might
All right.
not even be for the Six Nations.
So we're going to go Fagerson, Ritchie, Christie then.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So,
Darge, Bayliss, Douglas, and Crosby.
but be honest, because you texted me in the week, we've changed where Bayliss is. Bayliss is an 8.
Yeah, we're putting Bayliss at 8. We're putting Muncaster back to 7, aren't we? We did fiddle with this a little bit just to try make it competitive in each position because it's a bit of fun. But fine, yeah. Bayliss going to 8, and we're putting Muncaster to 7 because we had him down as an 8 to fill it out last week. So we've got Darge, Douglas, Crosby, and Muncaster.
Well, Muncaster would go second, with Douglas still in third, and then Crosby didn't play this week.
Crosby, yeah. So yeah, 1. Yeah, Muncaster, I'd agree with that. Second,
Cool.
third, fourth. Right.
There we go.
Dempsey, Muncaster, Maggie, and Bayliss. Bayliss played for Bath. Again, I'm not sure if you watched the Bath game. Bayliss was incredible for Bath.
Yes, I watched the
over
Bath
the
game.
weekend.
I was sore and hurt at the Bath game, but that's more just because I'm a Chiefs fan. This season sucks ass. No, I'd have Bayliss. Yeah, Bayliss in second. Again, Dempsey's injured, but I don't know how long for, so I think that might change soon enough.
Don't he have a broken arm or something?
Oh yeah, his shoulder, collarbone, arm, something went bye against Springboks. But we'll see how long it's out. I imagine this might change before the 1872 Cup, though.
Maybe. I'm going to put the same rule in place for Dempsey as I did for Christie. Because he could be out for a while. It's not just going to be 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move. I'm going to have to drop him down. I think.
Magnus had a good game.
So
Maggie
he
was
did.
sensational.
Maggie had 2 tries. Bayliss
And he
has
started.
been incredible though, and he's had international tries. So that's a tough one. Who'd you put top, Maggie or Bayliss?
Oh, I don't know. We'll go Bayliss.
Heads.
Yeah. Go for the coin.
Maggie. Tails. Oh, shit, hold on. I know, man. Right. Look at the bloody coin. What did I say? Whose head's Maggie?
Yeah.
Alright, heads.
There you go. Magnus is top. So second week.
Maggie is top. Bayliss is second. Dempsey is third. Scrum half. ridiculous depth. So, in order, Ben White, Jamie Dobie, George Horn, Gus Warr, Ben Ashfar, Ben Velicott, and Ali Price.
Right.
How things change. I've not seen anything of Shark, so I can't speak on War.
Gus Warr was
Velic,
great. Gus Warr did really well. But
yeah, Velicott drops down to bottom, I think, because he's just not really played.
yeah, Velicott's just not in the discussion, really, unfortunately.
Yeah, so he gets 7th place.
I think Ali had a really good game.
Yeah.
So he would go up.
Well, I bet how far? So he goes above Velicott. Does he go above Ashfar?
Yeah.
You think? Above War?
Ooh, it's probably, yeah.
Above George Horn?
No.
No. So he moves from 7th to 4th. This
There you
is
go.
where the most competition is.
There you go.
Right. Ben Ashfar sitting at 5th. I'd move him up 1. I'd move him above War, but I wouldn't move him above anyone else.
I would leave it because Gus Warr was fantastic for the weekend.
All right. So War for you stays at 4. So White, Dobie, Horn are our top 3.
I'm good with
Does
that.
that order?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Dobie didn't play this week, so you could easily put Horn at 2. But that's up to you. Anyway.
Right. At 10, Russell, TJ, Hastings, Thompson, and Healy. Russell still stays top. I mean,
Yeah.
Russell's the GOAT.
Yeah.
TJ and a Hastings. We put TJ just above a Hastings.
This is going to sound really harsh, but I'm going to put Thompson ahead of Hastings because Thompson didn't get hurt. And I know that sounds really horrible and nasty.
He did get hurt.
He didn't get hurt.
I can't. We'll have to refer to the quote. I can't agree with you on that.
Wait a minute. Also, again, I'm not trying to sound like a dick here. Hastings didn't really do much in the game for the time he was on.
So you think Thompson goes above Hastings? So if you're picking a Scotland squad, you pick Russell and TJ as your 2 specialist 10s, and your backup 10 is Thompson. If you're Gregor, coins coming out.
That's fine. That's fine.
Thompson, is he heads or tails?
Tails, I suppose.
Oh yeah, bastard! You won again.
There you go.
Right. So it
Right.
stays the same. Right. So Hastings, does he drop below Healy?
No. Healy got a penalty to make it 50, and that was it. Healy didn't do much.
That I'm not sure if that was his decision or not. That felt awful selfish to me when he came on for some reason. I was like, Healy's come on, and the first thing he's done is added to his own tally.
Yeah.
But like that might not have been his decision. I won't be too harsh on him on that. Right, okay. Going to the centres. Tuipulotu, McDowell, and Redpath. In that order, I don't see any change in that yet.
Nah, I don't see any change.
No. Right. 13, Jones, Hutchinson, and Curry. Still no change for me.
Nah.
Right. Now, wings.
You're not going to like what I'm going to say. I guarantee you that now.
We do
the rules.
We're doing them together, right? So, in order, we had Kyle Stain as King of the Wing, followed by Darcy Graham, Duhan van den Merwe, Aaron Reid, and then McCann. Ross McCann. Ross McCann still stays bottom for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Again, I don't want to judge Reid. I didn't watch the Sharks, the Premiership.
Oh my God, no! Reid was unreal.
I'll go watch the highlights after we get off. I'll watch the highlights.
Reed got 2 tries, and they were both very well worked, and he's just got that raw pace. And rules are rules. Kyle Sane's been injured. Kyle Sane hasn't played in about 6 weeks. Get in. Get in. Down you go.
Oh, how much are we putting him down?
The third, Duhan, Darcy, Kyle. That's fine.
So Reed stays in fourth.
Yeah, I love Aaron Reid, but I'm not being that harsh on Kyle Sane.
So who tops it, Darcy or Duhan?
Duhan scored at the weekend. Duhan's master of the high ball now. He's number 1.
Nah, I thought
Oh,
Darcy
what
made
is with you, man?
Darcy made more meters. Darcy also made more assists. I think
Darcy
Darcy was
was
very
good.
much at the score.
Give it to Darcy. I don't actually care. I love them both. It's like asking who's your favourite child. And
I lost
my
again.
answer
I
is
did,
my answer.
I did a coin toss. I was like, heads for Darcy, and I flipped it. I was like, tails. I've lost 3. I lost 3 for 3, even when I tried to do it on the sly. So we're going Duhan, Darcy,
Yes,
Stain,
Aaron Reid.
Reed,
Yep.
McCann. Right, okay.
Yes, and for
Kinghorn.
those, I was
Yeah.
going to say, for those listening and thinking, where's Kyle Rowe? We put him in a 15 because there wasn't much depth at the 15.
Yeah, there was no competition at 15, so we had to put him in there.
Yeah.
Because 50% of our 15 options are injured, being
And
Ollie
and
Smith
we
and
had,
HB Sauce.
and I had to phone you for a judgment call this week because on the Scottish Rugby website, when you look at the team, it says Tom Jordan's a fullback, and I'm like, is he though?
Nah. Unless he starts playing 15 regularly for Glasgow, no, I'm not having it.
No, that's fine. Right, okay. There you go.
Right, so I don't think any of us are going to have any changes on our 15. Kinghorn, Rowe, Ollie Smith, HP Sauce.
I would actually disqualify Ollie Smith because he's not played in like a year.
Neither is like
Hey,
Harry
Patterson was
Patterson.
good on the summer tour, but you could disqualify both and just have a shootout between Rowe
Yeah,
and
well,
Kinghorn each
we've,
week.
we've we've got them in, we've got them in there. So look, to clarify for some people, when we say HP Sauce, we're talking about Harry Patterson for Edinburgh. Kinghorn, Champions Cup winner, playing at the best club in the world, can't knock him. Kyle Rowe, great player, competent player. When it came to doing Smith versus Patterson, the only thing that we gone on is Harry Patterson plays most of his rugby for Edinburgh A's, where if Ollie Smith was fit, he would be in the matchday squad most weeks for Glasgow. And that's basically all we're
That was
going
all it
on
was.
those two. Now, if Harry Patterson breaks into the Edinburgh squad while Ollie Smith is out injured, then of
It goes
course
up
he'll
from
go above. Yeah, he'll go up. But as it stands, if we've got one guy playing for the A's and one guy that's a regular but injured, we just have to do it that way.
They're pretty much both like not in the discussion, but yeah.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much
Can we
everything.
put? Oh, actually, decision call here.
Oh no.
I think we can put it in because he will be Scottish qualified by the next game. Can we put Mackay into the discussion?
Will he be Scottish qualified for that? Oh yeah. For the next
Yeah.
Scotland game.
For the next Scotland game, for the next Six Nations, there's the next international game. Josh Mackay Scottish qualified.
You know what? This week I'm going to say no, but if people comment enough, we'll allow it.
Yeah. Let us know if you want us to put Josh Mackay into the mix because
And while we're at it, you can include Paul Hill if not. Yeah, same rule applies.
I have to double check that on Hill. It was only because Premier Sports had the little Scotland flag under his name. I thought he was Scottish qualified. Or does he qualify in residency?
This is his first season at Edinburgh.
Mm.
He's a summer finalist.
Yeah, but not residency. But if he's got any Scottish heritage at all,
did he go to school here and all that? I don't know.
Well, no. But if he has any of his parents or any of his grandparents are Scottish, if he hasn't played for England, is it for 3 seasons?
Oh yeah, he's not played for England. He's not played in England for England in ages.
Right. So then, if he's got any Scottish heritage at all, he can do
He
that
can,
one-time swap.
yeah, he can bypass it straight away. Yeah.
Yeah, if he's got any Scottish heritage. Anyway,
We'll see.
I think we should leave it there for this week.
That's it. Yeah, I did a big rant. We switched roles this week. Dan was actually more optimistic on one. I was definitely not, and I should have been because, like I said, Edinburgh's in the top 8. We got a bonus point win. We got 50. We put 50 on our team, and yeah, I'm still unsatisfied. Says it all.
Story of your life, mate.
So am I. Oh, actually, quick news because we didn't talk because it kind of came out in between episodes. We're getting an Emerging Scotland team fixture.
Yeah,
That'll be
yeah, we
good.
are actually.
14th of December against Italy under 23s. Very specific age grade, that, but hey ho.
Mhm.
And it's from what I've had a lot of Irish commenting on it, it does seem like it's like Nosiforo's thing. It's the emerging.
From what I've heard, there it's meant to be for a lot of Scottish players that don't regularly get to be around professional coaches. Is what it's going to be. So don't expect a lot from the match. From what I've heard, the type of players we're going to be picking, Scotland are probably going to get absolutely battered. But it's probably more about bringing players into a professional environment to get them seen, to get them used to
Okay.
going to a training camp with them for a while. So we're going to be playing a professional side in the Italy under 23 to guys that have never played professional rugby, and then the Ruck's going to come out with a Scotland aren't producing any players. So just pre warning you that that's coming.
But the good thing about it, we're not bringing in a new, inexperienced coach or that. Nope. Gregor Townsend's going to be doing it.
Yeah, which is
That's
great.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
great. I love that. But
So
yeah,
the young
it's
lads.
exciting. Fresh young
Mhm,
talent. Get to see newer boys. It's a
mhm.
win-win. It's a bit of an
Yeah,
awkward Christmas time, but I'll still probably try and go.
exactly. So look, guys, if you do like what we do, you can follow us on TikTok at Kilted Kickoff. We both have our own personal pages. Murray's there at Blissful Rugby, and I am Rugby Realm. We all have our own individual takes. Put them on there. If you like anything that we do on the pod, uh, do give it a rating because it really helps us in the algorithm. It helps us get discovered. We are basically most good places. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Podcast Addict. The lot of them. I do have this synced with my phone, so if you do leave a comment, well, not on the YouTube, but if you leave a comment on Spotify, Apple Music, any of the other podcasty ones, it does come through to me.
There
Uh,
you go.
so if you've got anything you want us to put into the show, like our listener James, the pecking order or the power rankings, and doing the Edinburgh and Glasgow squads was one of his requests. So we do listen to anything that you do request. Can't promise you we'll do it, but
But
I'll promise you we'll listen to
within
it. We'll discuss
reason,
it. Yeah,
I'm going to keep hammering this home. I am not talking about Voldemort. I'm not doing it.
yeah. So uh,
Dan can go on a 10-minute rant, and I'll just sit here with my mic muted. I will not get involved in that conversation.
yeah. So for those, we'll mention it one time because we mention a lot when we say Voldemort. We're talking about the ex-Scotland captain, Stuart Hogg, that's being accused and has to go to court for a lot of heinous things at the moment. So we won't discuss them on the pod.
Hence,
We'll,
Voldemort.
and we'll leave it at that. Yeah,
Yeah.
hence Voldemort, he who shall not be named. So for future reference, when we talk about Voldemort, we're talking about Stuart Hogg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
So look, that's it for this week. Yeah, we'll same again. We'll try to be a little bit earlier this week. Both of us were just sort of busy and running behind. So
Yeah, crazy old week. Yeah, I'm running on. I'm just running on fuel at the moment. I've had like no sleep this week. I don't even know what's going on, but hopefully get that
uh,
sorted for next week. But who can
yeah,
sleep with all that European rugby coming? So who knows?
I'm lucky. I've got Wednesday off. I'm working a 12-hour shift tomorrow. I haven't even eaten yet. It's midnight and see,
Mm.
aye.
That's a way.
So
That's a good way to sign off. Anyway, like what Dan said,
Right,
we're on
lads.
all the
Thanks.
socials, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers. Bye bye.